Good morning. A few days back, I was really flabbergasted, amazed that in this 21st century, in a country like Canada, we have people who are swayed, influenced, and impacted by the advisories issued by illiterate, popularly called ulmas. In Donwood Elementary School, as in other schools of Toronto, music teaching is a major subject. And some parents, under the advice of a fatwa issued by a Scarborough imam, said that they would not send the children to the school or they will not attend the same class, forgetting that music teaching is essential. And the plea they take is that in Islam it's haram to sing and haram to listen to music. I marvel at this ignorance. Even if it was a religious dictate of the 14th century, in light of the latest research, it would not hold water. It is like saying that the sun revolves round the earth and the earth is stationary. It is like saying that earth is flat and rectangular or square and not round and oval. What was mentioned in Bible or Quran may not be 100% correct. Well, it's no harm in having your faith. But the plea to take the children away from music is something which is absolutely untenable. Major studies have shown that music is one thing which helps you develop capabilities for learning. It helps you understand mathematics. It helps you absorb more. It helps you increase your concentration. It also helps you with having a better understanding of the language. Recently, a study was done by the University of California, and the study took 5 years to be completed, and they found that the sound of the music impacts the brain in a very positive manner. And the students who are exposed to music learning are much better than those who are not. Well, that's a scientific fact which has been proved over and over again. You let the sound wave come and you would see that your EEG changes. Studies have been done. When the music was being played, the brain was calm, peaceful. It was not agitated. So, in the light of proven scientific facts to say that music learning or listening is bad, or is haram, or is impious, unholy, is just saying or revealing your absolute lack of judgment. It's not an improper judgment. It's no judgment at all. And then I studied. I wanted to see whether it's a fact. When I see the notes and hear the notes and the music emanating over there, I marvel. Look at the music of the Sufi saints, Shah Hussain, Bulle Shah. Can you just ignore that? The rhythm, the flow, the resonance of that. And the Muslim oral tradition of music, Nahat, is so potent that it impacted the music in China. It has impacted the music in India. The gharanas, the musical gharanas in India, especially Bhopal gharana, Patiala gharana, and Awadh gharana, they have been absolutely Muslim in nature. In Sikh religion, the musician accompanying Guru Nanak, was a Muslim, Mardana. And he was singing all the time on rabab. Now, rabab itself is an instrument which is Arabic in origin. Santur, another instrument, originated in Turkey, and then its various formations developed. Now, a culture and a religion so rich in music, and some illiterate or ignorant guy says it's haram simply because Aurangzeb did not like to hear it, is flying in the face of reality. Both science and the cultural background show that music is an inherent staple of everyday life. It soothes, it comforts, it excites. Depending on the music, what it is, it generates the emotions and the passions. Imagine a war taking place, and the martial music at that time goads you to go and sacrifice yourself for the sake of the nation or the community or religion or whatever. You want to meditate, and the music is there. Well, tradition has been that with the Deepak Rag, you can bring fire, and Rag Malhar can bring rains. Imagine Tansen in the court of Emperor Akbar, Akbar the Great. What would that court have been if Tansen had not been there? And what would today's Pakistan would be if Talt Aziz, Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab and others were not there? Where would Bollywood have been if Naushad had not been there? They are all Muslims. Any Muslim singer, Sufi singer, Rubai singer comes over here and the people flock to listen to him. Where is their culture at that time? Music does not mean in any way an insult to any religion. It rather heightens the impact of religion. Now, what is azan? Azan is essentially a musical call to prayer. How can Muhammad have banned it? There is not a single word in Quran or in any of the hadiths asking people not to listen to music, not to play the music. There have been interpolations at times, but there have been only interpolations. Now, second point, and more important is, when you come to a country, you have to accept the laws of that country, the rules of that country. That's what my objection is to this concept of multiculturalism. Under the garb of multiculturalism, we are creating subcultures of ignorance and creating cultural ghettos. I'm not talking of the economic ghettos at present or social ghettos. Let's talk of the cultural ghettos. Now, that being the case, how far justified it is that we accept the demands of these few parents? I think the Toronto District School Board has been extremely obliging in letting them way out. But then if you study the facts, they are neither here nor there. And the demand of the parents is absolutely unjustified. And if some hot-headed person says, well, if they don't accept it, let them go back, it would not be out of the way to say that, to demand that. It does not mean, the multiculturalism does not mean that it's always the host community which has to show the accommodation. When you come to this country, you are aware of the systems. When you send a child to the school, you are aware of the curriculum and you are aware of what's going to happen. Why do you want to adopt the insidious way of coming and then trying to assert your thoughts? And mind you, I'm not objecting to acceptance of the new ideas, provided they are valid. But the demands like this are not only invalid, they are absolutely inane and stupid. And any government which accepts them or tries to show accommodation to them would, to say the least, be pandering to the baser instincts of the people, which goes against the interests of the nation. Ultimately, these young boys and the girls who would be deprived of an essential element of refinement would be the citizens of this country. What right has anybody, whether they are parents or not, to say, well, these citizens should not have a fully organic, fully developed, fully integrated personalities? Why should the state accept such a demand, ridiculous and ludicrous as it is? The point is that the political leadership in this country has been so soft that it has crawled where it need not even have bent. Normally we say, well, they crawl when they need to bend. Here, they need not even have bent. If the Australian government could say, if you do not accept Australia, quit. If Norway and Denmark could say it, quit. I don't want them to quit. I want them to adjust. Accept. Especially since it's in the good of your children. What sort of parents are they? Are they worth being called parents? What sort of human beings are they? Are they worth being called human beings? What sort of people are they who discount the future and the development of their own children for the fallacious arguments advanced by some imam somewhere? Imagine the ridiculousness of some of the fatwas. Women should not eat cucumbers and bananas because it will remind them as penis. This fatwa that don't listen to the music is as stupid as that fatwa was. The Muslim tradition of music is an extremely well-developed tradition. The Muslim culture of music, poetry, is so refined that it can be an example to the other nations. On the one side, we have people like Omar Khayyam, people like Tansan, Mehdi Hassan, Naushad. List is endless. And the other side, we have some semi-insane person spouting hate and helping stunt the development of the personality of the people. Who represents Islam? Do these ignorant people do it? Or do the refined people do it? That's a point you have to consider. And if you cannot consider that and take a proper judgment, then you are betraying the trust of the generations to come. And that would not be acceptable. Imagine when I say that when I go to, I was doing some research and I found, for example, Makam and Dasga and Huda. Now these are the traditions in Turkmenia and Turkey and Mesopotamia. Right from hoary times of pre-Muhammad, Muhammad and post-Muhammad. Islam, Islamic countries, Muslims have had made ample contribution to the development of music, to this development of this art. And today, to turn back on that would be a shame. Would it not be the high time to realize, okay, whatever our hang-ups may be, whatever our cultural hang-ups be, let's not at least spoil the future of the younger generation. Let's not be obdurate and blind to the facts. Let's enable these youngsters to develop in full bloom with the music shaping their brains as better human beings. Is that a pious wish? I hope not. Thank you.